Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So today I want to talk to you about a must-have conversation about parents and how to talk to them about all of their stuff. So at a recent conference, I had the opportunity to spend an entire afternoon with a group of young professional women. One of the topics that they most wanted to talk to me about as the Downsizing Designer was how to talk to their parents about all their stuff. Stuff that they clearly didn't want to deal with when their parents died. Stuff they mostly didn't want and they didn't have room for in their own apartments or small homes. And while they each said that they could talk to their parents about many things, one conversation that they often avoid is talking to their parents about all of their stuff because it frequently caused arguments. One said that she actually received a box, still in a box, a gift that had been given to her mom, and the mom didn't want it, so she assumed that her daughter would want it. Another said that her mother is saving her Christmas spode dinner plates for her, and she doesn't, but the bottom line is she doesn't want them and she doesn't even like them. And the third young woman said that she tried to tell her parents that she only wants a few of their things, but the parents were offended, and that made her feel bad. So the conversation was that they were all reluctant to have with their parents. It gets postponed until someday. And then someday, of course, their parents could be too old or they could be ill. So it's a quandary that many young adults, both men and women, are facing. And also, it's not just young, it's also middle age. So how do they have that delicate conversation with mom and dad about their stuff? Because frankly, they just don't want the stuff. So as the downsizing designer and as a baby boomer myself, I appreciate these open, honest conversations, these real concerns that have the potential to cause hurt feelings and at best create huge family rifts and divides at worst. While each family dynamic is uniquely different, if handled compassionately, it's possible to have a caring conversation that will not only open the door to more productive conversations, also have successful outcomes. So here are my top tips to get that conversation started with your parents about all of their stuff. Number one is ask questions about their things. So when you're at their home, ask questions about some of the things that you know that they like. Why is it important to them? Who owned it before? Have them tell you the story about that piece and why it means so much to them. And if they ask you if you want it, you can gently just say, no, I was just curious because I know it matters to you, but I don't need it and I don't want it. So, but you might at that same time express an interest in another piece that you've always loved. It could be a piece of artwork, a vase or something like that, so that you can let them down gently. Number two is to ease into multiple conversations over a period of time about their stuff. So as an example, on one conversation, you could say, Mom, Dad, I know that you're trying to downsize and declutter, and I just want you to know that if I'm here to help, if you'd like some help. Make sure that you give them that caveat. You're not pushing yourself on them, but if they want your help, you're there. Number two would be to ask them if there's any particular item or job that they really need help with. So sometimes it's that physical side of decluttering and downsizing that they might say, sure, I could use some elbow grease here, once a week or something like that. Another one is to talk to them about the benefits of downsizing and decluttering, how much easier their lifestyle will be. There'll be fewer stairs, fewer things to manage, and it'll be safer. And you might let them know that you worry about them falling or, not being able to go up and down the stairs. Another idea would be to ask them if they have friends who have downsized or decluttered, and if so, what was their experience and how did they do it? And how do they like living where they're living right now? And number 3 is to listen intently and sincerely. So give them your undivided attention when you are talking about this. Listen to their concerns. They may not come right out and say it, but it could be underlying. So basically you're looking at talking about their feelings. Maybe they're worried about not having enough money. That's why they have to move. They might be overwhelmed by this big task, so they choose not to talk about it. They might be somehow expressing fear about aging and about falling. And they might also feel guilty about having so much stuff and possibly, if they don't do it sooner than later, having to have their kids take care of it. So number 4 is let them control the conversation. Just ask questions. Be sincerely curious. Let them know that you understand their concerns, that you love them, you care about them, and you also care about their health, their safety, and their happiness. And also make sure you let them know that this is their decision. Just like they've supported you for years, now it's your turn to support them. And not tell them what to do, but just let them know you're there. Number 6 is don't put this conversation off. Whatever you do, have this conversation as soon as possible. Because things do happen. They could fall. They could pass away. All of those things happen, and then you will wish that you had the conversation sooner than later. Number 7 is to manage your expectations, because this won't happen overnight. Ease into it, have brief conversations, ask questions, be compassionate. And if it does start to escalate into an argument, ask if you can just talk about it another time. It's not worth the argument. And most importantly, don't use threats or ultimatums. Obviously, you wouldn't like it, nor would they. So be kind, compassionate, loving, and patient, and you'll be able to have that conversation. Hope this helps.